welcome to our last episode of our wedding month that we have had. What a great month it has been. So much fun content.
Oh yeah.
And so much about love and weddings and all the fun things.
Fun. I loved it.
So today we are chatting about bridal showers, bachelorette parties. We're talking fashion, we're talking planning, and just trying to give you guys some helpful tips in case you have one of those coming up this summer, which more than likely you do. I feel like everybody has.
Oh my gosh, we're like May, June, all of that. We're heading into that time.
Busy.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah. So let's chat bridal showers first, because generally I feel like that's what happens first before the bachelorette party.
Right.
So for bridal showers, I want to talk a little bit about fashion because I think it is so important to really think about what you're wearing. And as a guest, it's important to know kind of what's the expectation. So as a bride, when I was planning everything, we were getting married at a church. So first of all, our wedding was semi-formal. So I expected people to show up not in jeans, basically, more or less.
Yes.
So for my bridal shower and bachelorette party, that's kind of the same thought process I had in my head. And you also want to think about where it is. So, my bridal shower was at a country club. Okay, so automatically you're probably thinking, well, a dress or a skirt or white slacks or white denim, that kind of thing is fine.
Right.
I would say the one thing I wouldn't do is jeans, just straight up denim. If they're maybe a distressed fashion forward denim, you're dressing it up with a heel, you've got a cute top on, I think that's totally acceptable. But in general, I think that dresses and skirts and a cute top are really a really good, safe, easy way to go for bridal showers.
Or a cute jumpsuit, romper, any of those.
Absolutely.
Yes, something kind of on the dressier side.
Yes, and florals and stripes.
Here we are.
Those are totally appropriate and good to go. The one thing that I would say is that if I'm going to a bridal shower, I'm avoiding white.
Yes.
Because more than likely, the bride is going to be wearing white.
Right.
And as a bride, the year I got married, I was I'm wearing white to everything.
Oh,
because
yeah. That's your time to do it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So just avoid it at all possible costs. And if you're wearing a dress with a white base and then it's got a lot of floral print, I think that's acceptable. I think there's a line there that's fine as long as it's very obvious that it's gold.
A floral and not white with a little floral.
Yes, exactly.
If you're debating about it,
don't wear it.
Just don't do it.
Yeah, just find something else.
Just forget it.
Yeah. So I think those are kind of the basics. Let's talk a little bit about planning a bridal shower because there is so much that goes into that.
So much, yes. And I think the world we live in with Pinterest now makes it's great, but then sometimes it can be overwhelming as well.
Yes.
So I just planned my sister's bridal shower a couple months ago, and I kind of asked her what her expectations were. Do you want to be involved? Do you want to be surprised? And then I think it's really good to try to get a vibe of some type of theme-ish. So she wanted, for example, she said she wanted kind of a boho glam.
Oh, okay, I like it.
She loves rose gold, she loves shimmer, but then she also loves florals and kind of that boho. So that kind of gave me something a little bit to work with.
Yeah.
The first thing you want to find out is you want to set a date, obviously.
Yeah.
Next thing you want to do is figure out a guest list. Third thing would be where you're going to have it.
Yeah.
So if it's a huge bridal party and you need a venue, then you need to figure that out sooner than later so you can get that booked.
Right.
We did it at my house because we have a decent amount of space and it wasn't a huge party or shower. So find those things out first, and those are kind of the big things. Once you get those, then you can kind of go from there.
Okay.
So after I got that, then I went to Pinterest, but I made sure that I stuck with the theme because there's so many different things you can get really distracted, and you can feel okay, well, I found this, it's pretty, stick with your theme, pick a few big time things. So if you want it to be the focus to be on the cake, or you want the focus to be on a photo backdrop, don't try to take on too many things all at once, because then you're going to be spending lots of money.
Right.
So, because it's easy to go down that trail.
Yeah.
I also found in Pinterest so many DIY things. We made all of the rose gold bottles for flower arrangements. And that was
fun.
Super cheap. All we did was save our wine bottles, and I bought spray paint. And they turned out beautiful.
That's so easy.
I think you can try to do some of those DIY things to save you some money. But just make sure you have plenty of time to plan ahead. You don't want to be doing things last minute.
Right.
Because it's super overwhelming.
Yeah.
Another thing I found with invites is definitely send out an invitation. But Facebook anymore, making a Facebook group is so easy because then you can kind of give people updates as you go. Oh, yeah,
that's a great idea.
So we did that, and that was super helpful, only because I felt like I got more responses from that than I did even from sending out invitations. It was still fun to send them out, but I could be hey, this is where it's at, or if you have any questions, here's what you can bring, all of that. And it was really easy to access people that way because Let's be honest. When do we not have our phones on us to see that?
Right.
So,
Right. So plan ahead.
Yep.
Know a little bit about the bride's expectations,
Yep.
but don't let her in on too much.
Right.
But also know like what she's doing for her wedding and kind of maybe make it all flow together
Yes, exactly.
so that it's kind of seamless and makes sense.
Yep.
And otherwise have fun.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
send out invitations, make sure everybody's informed and like up to date.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So let's chat a little bit about the bachelorette party.
Yep.
So again, we'll start with fashion. So again, when I was planning mine, I like kind of had a specific idea I wanted. I wanted a weekend long idea or like a weekend long thing. And then I also wanted to go out to the bars here in Indy.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't care what we do, but we're doing
That's
that.
what we're doing.
And that night I wanted everybody, all of my bridesmaids to be in black. And I think as a bride, it is totally acceptable to have an expectation and ask your bridesmaids or like whoever's attending your bachelorette party to wear all black or to wear a certain color, or maybe you want it to be your wedding color or like whatever the case might be. And then I wore all white because that just is what made sense. Now, keep in mind that if you're going to the bars, you're likely not going to be in the same state that you were when you left the house. And you may find yourself on a stage, like, singing to a crowd of people, right? So, like, keep your modesty in mind because you still want to preserve some of your dignity at the end of the night.
You don't want to flash everyone.
Yeah, no, you don't want to do that.
No.
You don't want to do that.
Still be classy.
Still be classy. So just keep that in mind. And also keep in mind that, like, people will be buying you shots all night long, and like drinks could be spilled on you. So also don't wear your like most expensive everything and things you love. Like don't wear your wedding shoes, for example.
Yeah, don't do that.
Or whatever.
Anything you're probably gonna wear for the wedding, just don't do that.
Don't take it with
also
you.
Eat
before. A lot. Yes.
Because I think some people make the mistake of like not like just getting busy and excited and not eating. Like carb up just to do it. It will help you. It would help you get throughout the night.
Yes. Absolutely, absolutely. So just make sure that you like kind of know what that expectation is, whether you're going to a bachelorette party or you're planning one, that there it might be like a dress code of some kind involved.
And I think that's pretty normal anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, most brides I think are wanting to wear white and having like their bridesmaids wear all black or whatever. So which I don't think is unrealistic.
Right.
I think that's pretty norm anymore.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about planning because you have basically just gone through this again. So tell me a little bit about what that's been like.
So you got to find out first of all. Obviously, your bachelorette party is gonna be more intimate than your shower. So you're gonna have probably your bridesmaids, maybe your mom, depending on what her vibe is, and maybe a couple close friends. So you want to decide first of all, is it going to be one overnight thing? Is it going to be a whole weekend thing? You want to communicate this very clearly with your bridal party ahead of time. Yeah. So just so they can prepare, like if it's going to be a whole weekend, well, they need to know, A, I need to be off work, or B, I need to make sure that I am setting aside money for a hotel or whatever you're doing. So try not to at least set those expectations way ahead of time so that bridesmaids are prepared that, okay, this is what we're doing. You may not have all the details, but at least they can kind of have an idea of what kind of budget they're going to be looking at for that.
And that's something I'm sure you were thinking about too, is the budget side of things, because not everybody can afford to go to Vegas or can do that. So you want to make sure that the people that are closest to the bride who she really wants to be there are going to actually be able to come to the party.
Exactly. You don't want just two people being able to go and leaving everybody else out. So that's important. Definitely kind of keep that in mind. And then find out, even though she may have invited everyone, make sure you kind of know like who actually is going to come. Right. Because when you're booking, like we did an Airbnb or a hotel or whatever, you want to know like, okay, do I need one room? Do I need two rooms? Or what's that look like? Because trying to change that last minute is a little crazy. Yeah. So I would say definitely that. I don't think that there's as much like decorative things you need to worry about with a bachelorette party, but you want to somewhat have a plan or a timeline because you don't just want to be like going from the next place and be like, well, I don't know, where do you want to go? What? Okay, we're girls, like we don't know where we want to go on any given day. Right. To eat, to drink, whatever. So at least have somewhat of a flow. So that way the bride's relaxed. She's not feeling like she has to make decisions. Make sure you kind of know this is where we're starting, then we're going here, then we're going here, then we're doing this. Yeah. And if it changes because the bride wants to change it, cool. But make sure you at least have something to kind of a guideline to go by. Right. So that way it's fun, it's easy to, and you can tell everybody who's involved, or if you're getting an Uber or whatever, make sure you're being smart, to plan ahead with that. So we know how many vehicles you need or whatever. So I think as long as that you have somewhat of a rough guideline, make sure you're explaining all of these details to the bridesmaids ahead of time so they know, and just know they're going to be paying stuff for the bride. So the bride's not paying on that day. Right. So whether that be drinks, whether that be food, whether that be that part of the hotel or whatever that looks like, Uber, the bride's not paying for a thing. Right. So keep that in mind, that you're going to not just be paying for yourself, but be kind of prepared to pay some things for the bride too. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in this month. It's been so fun. We've had a great wedding month, and we'll see you in June.